Now, before we get into today's passage, let's do a quick recap of all the bottom lines from the previous weeks. Do you guys remember? Week number 1 was, there is no limit to God's creativity. Week number 2, God created you so that you can do good works. Week number 3, God created you for a purpose. Week number 4, God created you to work with others. And today's bottom line is gonna come at the very end of the video, so you better stick around. And today's passage comes from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. And Matthew was one of Jesus' disciples, and he wrote down everything that Jesus wrote, and he recorded in this chapter, which is famously known as the Sermon on the Mount. So let's read what he wrote. You are the salt of the earth, but suppose the salt loses its saltiness. How can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything. It will be thrown out. People will walk all over it. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill can't be hidden. Also, people do not light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand. Then it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine so others can see it. Then they will see the good things you do, and they will bring glory to your Father who is in heaven. God created us to be salt and light, but why did he use those two words? What's so special about salt and light? Well, let's think about the purpose of salt. Salt makes things taste better. Salt by itself is nasty and it's gross. But if you put salt on foods that taste bland, it will completely change the taste of that food. So salt makes food taste better. Salt is also a preservative, so it keeps food from spoiling and rotting. So for example, back in Jesus' day, there were no refrigerators. So salt was so valuable and so special because it kept meat from rotting and spoiling. And in the same way, if you follow Jesus, if you believe him to be your Lord and your Savior, then we are called to make things better for the people around us. And so we are called to be salty. Now, let's think about the purpose of light. What does it do? Well, number 1, light shines in the darkness. And so if you're scared of the dark, you're gonna turn the light on. Number 2, light shows us the way. And so if you can't see where you're going, light will show you which path that you should go on. And so in the same way, followers of Jesus Christ are called to shine the light of God's love. Jesus tells us not to hide our light. In fact, he wants us to shine so brightly so that when other people look at our lives, they will see how awesome and good Jesus is. And so Jesus wants us to be lit. And this is why Jesus says, let your light shine so that others can see it. And so if there's anything that you remember from today, this is the bottom line, and it is this. We were created to be the salt and the light of the world. And so with that said, Pastor Tim out. What did you say? No way. I totally agree. Hey. How did you guys get here? Were you guys watching me? Yeah, we're not close or anything. Hand sanitizer. Man, that's what I keep forgetting. So embarrassing. Hey, remember, always wash your hands. Pastor Tim out.